If you're feeling lucky, tomorrow's Powerball prize is up to $337 million. That's tied for the 15th largest jackpot in the game's history. If you choose the cash payout, you would take home a cool $209 million. Good luck. Well, it's National Donut Day, and people across Northeast Wisconsin are celebrating. The Salvation Army and Uncle Mike's Bake Shop teaming up to give away free donuts. For every dozen donuts sold today, Uncle Mike's will donate a loaf of bread to the Salvation Army's food pantry. Packers fans have a new way to keep up with number 12. Aaron Rodgers has created an Instagram account. The quarterback's profile picture, you see it here, it shows him as a Jedi. His first post is him shooting hoops right here. Rodgers already has more than 113,000 followers, and I am now one of them. Well, some Packers players have swag, some do not. Plus, state champions being crowned in track and field today. That's next in sports.
And now, NBC 26 Sports with Sports Director Charlie Sakaitis.
Welcome back to the show. The Packers locker room is a big room for big guys, and it's divided up a little bit based on where entrances and exits are. Rookie safety Josh Jones has a locker in a row of 5 or 6 stalls near quarterback Aaron Rodgers. And last week, Aaron Rodgers commended the newcomer, saying he brings a little swag to that particular area of the locker room. But the implication there is that Brett Hundley, Joe Callahan, and Blake Martinez don't do that. So I asked Blake yesterday, the three of them, do they lack swag?
I mean, we had Brett Hundley over here, so it kind of just diminishes a little bit. Perfect. No, I don't think this row has too much swag compartment to it. I think we get the job done and execute our job. That's what we do. I think Joe Callahan is gonna show you some swag this preseason, so just be ready for that.
I'd imagine that a number of the guys who now play for the Packers once upon a time dominated the high school track scene in some event or another. Today, the best in Wisconsin vying for state championships on or around the lane-painted oval. Cordell Tinch is qualified in 4 different events this week. The 110 high hurdles, where he won his heat today. The finals to be contested tomorrow. He's also set to compete in the long jump, high jump, and triple jump. He qualified for all 4 of those events last year, but does not yet have a title to his name. As for events that have been run and won, Luke Bailey of Xavier put a blistering time on the board in the Division II 3,200 meter race, 9 minutes, 12.78 seconds. Congrats to you, sir. And he wasn't the only local kid standing on top of a podium at the Division I level, the 1,600. Cami Davari going sub 5 minutes with an effort that brings both her and Whitefish Bay a title. Her final time officially 4 minutes, 56.76 seconds. Other winners today include Elizabeth McClure of Algoma in the D3 high jump. Also in the D3, it's Jack Ribley of Mishicot going 11.47 in the boys 100 meter dash. Little Chutes, Tess Kaiser, the D2 shot put champ with a heave of 47 feet 8.5 inches. And the Freedom Boys 4x2 team also brings home a title. The event continues on tomorrow. We'll have more area winners for you then. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Shawano Sun Drop Days, where among other things, like viewing the world's largest sun drop citrus soda can, you can also ride on this horse-drawn wagon ride by Jake and Jim, where they're going to be out here all day tomorrow giving horse rides. Can you guys yell NBC 26? NBC 26! Woo! Highs in the 80s tomorrow. Chance for a thunderstorm. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Cameron. Tonight on NBC 26 Live at 10, scam alert. Green Bay police warning you tonight, releasing this image of the alleged scammer's vehicle after they pose as a water department employee. Wisconsin Tonight's coming up next. I'm jealous of Cameron.
I know, they were taking him wherever he was. He didn't have any control over what was going on there.
But he was having fun, and that's the main thing. Thanks for connecting with us. Good night.
Down Wisconsin tonight, paying it forward. A Wisconsin mother fighting cancer, passing along an act of kindness from her son, brightening someone else's day. And singing brain surgery, why doctors had a patient sing 80s songs during brain surgery. You'll see if it worked. And buck break-in, a Wisconsin man was startled beyond belief after he came face to face with a huge buck right inside his home. Thanks for being with us. I'm Cassandra Duval. Flowers often come from a dark place. A Wisconsin man raised $2,000 to get his mother flowers as she goes through her third bout with breast cancer. But instead of keeping the 2 bouquets she gets every 3 weeks for herself, she's paying it forward. Sean Gallagher has this touching story.
Now you'll have flowers every week that you have chemo.
As Therese Yolicki battled cancer for the 3rd time, she would have some floral therapy as well, but always thinking of others before herself, she had a great idea for the extra bouquet.
Can I take one when I go for treatment and give it just to some random person, just to brighten their day?
The fact that she wanted to do that, I think, just speaks to who she is as a person.
So every 3 weeks when she goes for treatment at the Frater Clinical Cancer Center, she brings a bouquet of flowers for a stranger in need.
You're going to take care of finding somebody.
I am. I'm already thinking.
So before she goes in for her treatment, Therese brings someone the flowers from her son.
I get 2 bouquets every 3 weeks, and I said no. I want to share it with somebody else who really needs to brighten up their day. So that's why I am bringing them to you.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That is just awfully generous of you.
I'm very grateful to have people like her and her son, in my life, and to be doing things like this for me.
And it's medicinal for Therese as well.
It just feels so good that you can make somebody else smile and maybe make their day a little bit better.
Seeing how great of a person my mom is and seeing that that's stretching out to all these people that really need the support, and she definitely offers it.
Well, for Zachary, this was the first time seeing his mom in action. Previously, he had purchased the flowers with that raised money, but he had never seen how happy it made someone else. Well, surgeons sometimes keep patients alert during brain surgery so they can make sure they're not causing unnecessary damage. Doctors at the University of Miami recently had a patient sing songs from the 1980s during his operation, and this poor guy's surgery, it was a success, but he should probably think about keeping his day job. Turns out he's not a very good singer. He stumbled through songs from Journey and Phil Collins, and at one point the surgeons even teased him a little bit, telling him he would probably never win a singing competition. Well, some people are paying big bucks to look their best just in time for summer. Botox has often been a procedure long geared toward women, but now some men are using the treatment to get rid of their wrinkles.
Alex Barenblit spends a lot of time by the pool. He says all that sun is taking a toll.
I feel like my face has gotten a little run down. So if I can do something and keep up the maintenance, that'd be awesome.
He finally did, stepping into Art of Skin in Solana Beach for a direct approach long popular with women.
It's not Botox, it's Brotox. And more men are sitting in chairs like this one to make their wrinkles go away.
I'll lean you back.
Dermatologist Melanie Palm gave Barenblit his first Botox injections, and she expects more men to come in. Last year, nearly 450,000 of them got Botox, up 4% from 2015. Average cost about $400, although Groupons can help with that. Palm says she sees more male patients as a generational change.
I don't think it's a big secret in terms of most women if they get Botox. And so I think we're seeing that same curve with men. I think it's just a little bit later.
Barenblit, now 34, says he'll take a wait-and-see approach.
You feel better looking?
I gotta look at myself, but maybe.
Well, women still make up about 90% of Botox patients, and the American Society of Plastic Surgeons reports Americans spent nearly $3 billion on the minimally invasive procedure last year. Well, a southwest Wisconsin man was startled after he came face to face with a home invader, but this was no normal home intruder. It was a huge buck that managed to escape through a small kitchen window, leaving behind some of its hide and a piece of an antler. Rebecca Clough talked to the homeowners about this unwelcome visitor.
The sound of breaking glass got Carl Manns out of bed this morning.
I heard a loud crash, and I thought my dog may have knocked the glass off the counter.
But neither of his dogs were to blame. Instead, he walked into his living room and set his sights on a deer that looked like this.
It took a second to process. I was like, that's a deer.
It had broken through his front window. Carl took a step back and opened his closet door, then peeked around the corner to see what the deer was doing. The Army veteran says it was fight or flight, and he didn't want to duke it out with the deer at 6 a.m.
Honestly, my first reaction was, run.
He thought about trying to herd it out of the house.
I opened the door, and I hear him start kicking around in there, and I'm like, nope, nope.
Carl called for backup.
3 patrol cars showed up. They get out, and they're laughing, thinking it wasn't real. And they're like, this is just such an odd call.
The officers and Carl tried working out a plan to get it out.
We would just try and basically shoo him out of the house.
But the deer decided to make an escape and hoofed it out the back window himself.
Can't even believe it. He went out this little section right here. A little bit of window.
The deer left some hair and a broken antler behind.
Officers did check the area after the call and they were unable to find the deer, so we're going to assume that it's okay.
And a mess for Carl to clean up as the buck shattered 2 windows. What do you hope for the deer?
Be lunch for somebody.
Well, Carl thinks the deer jumped in his window because it saw its reflection, but he had no idea why he picked his house because it is in the middle of the street. Well, the champion of this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee, Anyanya Vie, was crowned late last night. She appeared on the Today Show this morning. Vie won the word Marocain. She says she had learned a lot since her last competition in last year's Bee.
I was a lot more prepared and I just had a lot more confidence, so I just spelled my words.
Vignette will take home a $40,000 cash prize after nearly 12 hours of spelling correctly. Well, summer is almost here, and as the school year comes to an end for many students across the country, there's something families of 4th graders that they should be reminded of. 4th graders and their families are granted free admission to national parks and other federal lands for a full year with a 4th grade pass. Now that means if you have a current 4th grader going into 5th grade, you can still get free admission through the summer. Well, coming up on Wisconsin Tonight, if you have a graduation present to buy, our tech expert joins us with some ideas that any grad will love. Plus, a nearly perfect start to the weekend. We'll see how much of the warm weather and sunshine sticks around. Cameron's forecast is next.
You're connected to Wisconsin Tonight with Cassandra Duvall and Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland. NBC 26, keeping you connected.